tent. I'm stealth camping on top of a mountain. I'm the only one up here. There's nobody else around. It's a nice, kind of an open clearing. And another hiker that was hiking with me today stopped with me and had his dinner, and then he moved on to the shelter, which is only about 2 miles north of here. I didn't feel like going to the shelter. I was perfectly happy right here. I pitched my tent, had dinner, and just crawled in for the night. And another northbounder just came by a minute ago just to give me, and saw the tent and then shouted to give me a heads up. He just saw a bear about 50 yards from here. He said it took off running when it saw him, but just wanted to let me know that there were bears in the neighborhood. I've already hung my food bag, so I feel pretty good about that. It's maybe 50 yards from here, and maybe not quite that far, but far enough. And now I'm on bear alert, and I haven't seen a bear since New Jersey, so probably not likely that it'll come around. I sure hope it doesn't, at least not now. I'm feeling a little more vulnerable laying in my tent than I am when I'm hiking. But it's going to be an interesting evening. Well, fortunately, there was no bear activity last night. My food bag was intact this morning, and I got up early enough to catch sunrise from up here. It's about 5 or 10 minutes away, and you'll see it right over here. But for now, I'm just having oatmeal and coffee. I haven't had coffee in a couple of months on the trail. I quit carrying it, but it came in my supply box the other day, and I thought, yeah, might enjoy it once in a while. So today I get coffee. If you're curious what a stealth site might look like, I'm on a mountaintop, random mountain in Vermont. You see that post there? That shows where the trail is, because you're going through scrub, and it really just, this is the trail here. You can see how thin it is, barely a foot wide, and it's overgrown with weeds and flowers and all kinds of things. These are chokeberries. You can't eat those unless you cook them first. And there are wild raspberries over here a lot, but I don't see any right at the moment. But the trail goes off in that direction and re-enters back into the woods. So I emerged from the woods way over there, and I go back in the woods way over here. But there was this little side trail that led to a little flat spot that was just a little clearing. And it was just big enough for maybe 2 tents. And so I set mine up here. So I'm kind of like up in the middle of nowhere. You can see the clouds are below me. There's the mountains way over there, and a layer of clouds beneath that. So there's a valley or something over there. So that's kind of clouded in. Sun's gonna rise probably right over here. Won't get a great view of it, but I get a little bit of the color, you know, once you make a few adjustments. But the whole idea is you're not in a designated tenting area. You are simply finding a flat spot in a random area right off trail that you can set up your tent and have a quiet night alone. Is that gorgeous or what? I mean, I'm looking through the trees of the mountain I'm standing on at the trees of the mountain next to me. It's the West Hartford Village Meeting House, circa 1832. I'm in West Hartford, Vermont. This is the last town in Vermont. I should be in New Hampshire this afternoon. Cool little town. A lot of old houses. Well kept though. And I gotta say this for Vermont. I ragged them for the first 100 miles of mud. But these last 50 miles, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Hasn't rained in 48 hours, so probably had a little to do with it. They had the worst rainfall, the highest rainfall in July, and record rainfall is what probably contributed to the quagmire I had to hike in for the first 100 miles. But now Much nicer. Much, much nicer. And a beautiful state. Cool. Entering moose territory. Stopped here for lunch on my way into Hanover. I should be in Hanover in about 3 hours. That means I'll cross into New Hampshire real soon. All I wanted to do was have lunch, hit the privy, and dry out my tent. Nice little sunny spot there. I did just that. This is a great little shelter. Love the look of it. And I mean, stone. It's got a loft. Sleeps about 8 or 9 people. Not a bad little place. Too bad I'm not staying. Vermont has some of the most beautiful waterfalls. Far prettier than the ones in Florida. Oh wait. This is the Connecticut River. The border between Vermont and New Hampshire. There we are, baby. New Hampshire. Yeehaw! It also includes breakfast, pancakes, waffles, and eggs. But you make it yourself. That's all you can eat. It's always fun to find hikers who've never cooked before.
I know.
You're not one of them, but I was.
Oh, you've never cooked?
Hanover Adventure Tours Hostel. One washer, one dryer, laundry detergents included. It's free. Part of the package.
To make your eggs with this while I'm gone. This is warm? Or are you just gonna do?
I'm not deciding yet to get better on.
Oh, okay.
Did not know there were eggs. Now knowing that there are eggs.
There's 2 eggs that you're allowed to get for breakfast every morning, and over the
trail and off is yours. 1921, Benton Mackay dreamed of your kingdom. 1925, the ATC was formed. 1931, Myron Avery was elected, chosen to lead, and serve 7 consecutive terms as the ATC chair. 1937, footpath complete. Maine to Georgia, Benton Mackay's dream became your reality. You are royalty.
yeah.
19, a hurricane slammed the New England section of trail. 1941, Pearl Harbor was bombed.
Entered New Hampshire yesterday. About 4 o'clock, 4:30, and went to the post office to pick up a package that accidentally was shipped to Pauling, New York instead of Hanover, New Hampshire. So I had to wait till this morning to call Pauling and have them bounce it forward to North Conway, New Hampshire, about 100 miles north of me, in the hopes that I don't outwalk it. It happens. Logistically, sending anything to a hiker on this trail is almost about a 50% chance it's going to get there, and 50% chance it's not. I stayed at the Hanover Adventure Tours Hostel, very nice hostel, nice people. It was crowded. You got a lot of southbounders out here right now. Come across them more often than I do northbounders now. I caught up with some friends of mine I hadn't seen since Damascus that I had hiked with back in North Carolina and Tennessee. They pulled ahead of me when I had the cellulitis episode. And when I saw them in Damascus, they were actually 125 miles ahead of me. But I managed to catch them. It took me 1,500 miles, almost, maybe 1,200. But I caught up with them, and they're about a half mile ahead of me right now. I had to stop and make phone calls. But New Hampshire so far is beautiful. A lot less muddy than Vermont. Still has some mud, but not much. I know that the next couple of days I'll be entering the White Mountains, and those are the difficult ones. Every northbounder headed to Katahdin talks about the White Mountains and how terrified they are of those mountains, and I'm one of them. But I figure if after 1,700 miles my legs aren't ready for them, they never will be. So I should be in the Whites in a couple of days. And I'm kind of looking forward to that challenge.
Are these the raspberries?
Blackberries?
Blackberries.
So you need to eat the squishy black ones. Not the red ones. If they're not squishy, they're not ripe.
Good morning. Just a friendly garter snake, nothing too dangerous. Nothing to worry about here. On a ridge line, I'm precariously balanced. When you see rebar, you know you're going up. On a Smarts Mountain. Some places you're lucky to have steps, and other places you're just sliding up a rock, but there they know that rock is way too wet and too slick and dangerous. I'm in the fire tower at Smart Mountain, and it's about a 3,200 foot mountain. This was a warm-up mountain for Mount Musalaki, which is over 4,000, which is a warm-up for the Whites, which they're all over 4,000, the presidentials. So far it's been a great day for hiking. Good temps, overcast skies, and a tough climb, but beautiful views. Get back to work. Once you get to New Hampshire, you get up high in these ridge lines where there's not a lot of places for them to paint the white blaze like the one you see on that tree there. They put these stacks of stones out. They're cairns to help direct you through these ridge lines. I didn't even know that. I mean, I think I heard that's how they did it in Maine, but didn't realize it started as early as New Hampshire. This is a stealth camping site, just maybe only about 30 yards off the AT, but it's close to a highway. We cross in the morning and then start climbing, but there's 4 of us here tonight, 3 tents and a hammock. What's cool are these walls. These walls, I've been looking at them for months. Every state since Virginia.